What's going on YouTube? Next mic up back again. Today we're on week 2 of our NFL predictions and we're going to recap week 1. So on week 1, I actually won with 4 points to 3 points over my dad because I had the Arizona Cardinals upsetting the 49ers. Who would have predicted that? Obviously me. Then I had the Saints beating the Buccaneers, which was actually a pretty big blowout for the Saints. Then I had Lamar Jackson as my quarterback of the week and he outperformed Brady and got the win. And so that's how I won. He got his +1 for Hopkins having a pretty big first week in Arizona. He got 1 for Seattle pretty much handling Atlanta, and he got 1 for New England winning a sloppy game against Miami. But he came up just short because we went by a point system basically. Everything's 1 point except for no, that's right. So the lock is 1 point, the push is 2 points, and the upset's 3 points. But so I still beat him. It would have been 5-4 instead of 4-3.
Right.
So I went away with that week. So 1-0 me. So 1-0. So how are you feeling down 1-0?
Note to self: never take the Cleveland Browns again.
I took the Eagles and they lost to Washington.
Unless they're playing unless they're playing Miami. That's about
or the New York Jets.
Yeah, or the New York Jets.
They ask you how you are, you just have to say that you're fine when you're not really fine, but you just can't get into it because they would never understand.
I picked the Eagles and they lost to Washington. Oof. Think about how do I lose that?
That was awful.
I'm never taking Philly again. That's it. I gave the NFC East team one chance and that's it. That's all they're getting. Going on to this week, I got the first pick because last week he had the first pick and I won, so I just felt like it was fair to give me the first pick. But with my lock of the week, I'm going with Kansas City over the Chargers. Kansas City is favored by 8, so we got to win within 8. I just think with Kansas City last week, they looked really dominant on Thursday night against Houston, and the Chargers barely won against Joe Burrow in his first NFL start. And Tyrod Taylor and the Chargers offense is not putting enough points to keep Mahomes in check. That's just my opinion.
My lock is the San Francisco 49ers. They're giving 7 points. They're playing the New York Jets, who's, after I watched last week's game, I realized that they may be the worst team in the NFL.
Yeah, man. I can't. What am I going to say?
The Niners are just way too good for him. That defense is going to kill poor Darno. He's going to be running for his life.
Yeah. That's a good pick.
That's about it on that one.
Even though the Niners have some injuries, they're still a way better team than the New York Jets. So now I've got my push of the week. I'm going with the Rams. They're playing, who is it, Philly. I'm going against Philly this week because you know what? They screwed me last week. So you know what, Philly? I hope you start 0-2.
They have so many injuries.
They have so many injuries. The O-line played terrible last week. Carson Wentz got sacked 8 times by Washington. He had a really bad game. A lot of drop balls by his receivers. So I'm going to go with the Rams here in Philly. It's a tough pick. Philly's favored by 1.5, so the Rams are getting 1.5. I just think the Rams, they played really well against Dallas last week. Their defense played great. And if he had that much trouble with Washington and their young D-line, he's going to have a nightmare with Aaron Donald. He's going to be sleeping thinking of Aaron Donald every single night Carson Wentz.
Here's Johnny.
So that's my push of the week.
My push of the week is the Dallas Cowboys by they're giving 3.5. I just think the Cowboys at home. I hate to say it. I think that Prescott's gonna have a huge game
against Atlanta.
Yep, I just do. It's just Atlanta's defense isn't that good. It might be a high scoring game, but Dallas should easily cover.
Yeah, I think Dallas should definitely take that one over Atlanta. With my upset of the week, the upsets were pretty tough this week. I think when it comes to last week, I kind of got lucky with Arizona and San Francisco, but divisional teams always play each other tougher. So that was an easier upset pick in my opinion. But this week, I'm going with Denver over Pittsburgh in Pittsburgh. It's a tough pick, but obviously if they lose, they have to be within 7, and I get the win anyways. But I think Denver came up just short last week on Monday Night Football over a tough Tennessee defense. I think they lost 16-13, the same thing or something like that. Mm-hmm. Even though the Steven Gostkowski, the Tennessee Titans kicker, missed 3 field goals and then makes the game winner because that's just Denver's luck. Oof. But it's a tough week for upsets. So what was your upset?
I took the Texans giving 7.5. Right?
Yeah. No, they're getting it, right?
They're getting it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I just think the Texans are going to bounce back this week after playing in Kansas City.
It's a tough game.
Yeah, it is. It's one of those crazy games.
What do you like about Houston going into Baltimore? Or they're home again. Baltimore.
You know what it is? It's one of those things where the upsets there wasn't that many.
Yeah, that's how I felt.
And it was. I mean, this might just be a complete disaster. But I think the Texans defense is good. And I mean, after last week, they already faced the best quarterback in the game. Now they're facing number 2 or 3. So.
Oof. I feel bad for Houston. Who designed their schedule to play like the 2 best teams in the AFC? They played the Chiefs and then Baltimore back to back. Just imagine that.
No, that's brutal. That was a tough pick.
Those were tough picks upsets this week. Last week I hit on one, so let's see if one of us hits on ones again. And then for my quarterback of the week, I'm going with Aaron Rodgers playing against a pretty weak Detroit defense. I don't think they're going to get that much pressure on Aaron Rodgers unless they send a lot of people. Their secondary is decent, but I still think Rodgers is going to have a big week and beat Detroit. So I'm going with Rodgers. Your pick?
My pick is Dak Prescott of the Dallas Cowboys. I know, you gave me hassle about that. I just think he's going to have a big game at home, and he's got no D. I think he's going to open up a can, and I hopefully never have to pick Dallas again this season.
Dude, I'm not picking Dallas or Philly again. I didn't think I was going to have to take Washington. I didn't think Washington was going to win a game for a while, but of course they beat Philly week 1. But that's, you know what, I think Dak against Atlanta's weak defense is a good pick. Then at wide receiver, I've got Mike Evans against Carolina. Chris Godwin's out. Mike Evans is going to have to do a lot there. Obviously, the tight ends are going to do a lot of the work too, but Brady's got to get Mike Evans the ball. He's his number one target, especially with Chris Godwin being out. I'm sure they're going to put a lot of pressure on him, but I think Mike Evans just has to demand the ball and just win those matchups. So I'm going to go with Mike Evans.
Who did I pick, Mike?
Hollywood Brown of the Baltimore Ravens. He had a big week last week. My dad's not like a fantasy guy, so I don't think he knows as much like as I do when it comes to positional players. But he, I told him, I said, Antonio Brown's cousin. He said, oh, Hollywood Marquise Brown. I said, yeah,
Marquise.
Yeah. That's what he wanted to go with. So, I mean, he had 100 yards last week. Houston got burned a lot. Tyreek Hill, obviously. So, I think Marquise Brown's going to have a big week, too. So, this is a good pick by you. So, we're going to have the fans start voting for what you're going to be each week because you don't want to be on camera. This week, we're going to put him as Gurr, I think. That's what he's going to look like from Invader Zim. But let us know what you think he should be in the comments every single week. Will be a different one. And let us know what should be the reward. If it's like a meal, whoever wins gets to pick the meal. And, I got some things in my head already up 1-0.
You got 1 week under your belt. 20 weeks to go.
Listen. I'm confident. But we'll check back on these picks next week. If you guys want us to do more videos about the NFL covering stuff like that, let us know. I might do some rebuilds with him, see how he does on Madden. Obviously, he plays a lot of franchise mode. Listen, he always finishes at least 30 years with the Giants on franchise mode. So let me see if he's got some juice.
I'm on year 80 on MLB The Show. So.
Yeah, so let me see if he's got some juice that I can use to try to get some good rebuilds in. And any other controversial NFL topics, we'll definitely cover them because, my God, I'm so happy football's back.
Yeah.
2 weeks in now, so it's been Next Mic Up. We'll catch you guys on the next week.
See you later.